Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sydney. I film cruelty-free beauty videos all about shopping my stash, thoughtful purchasing, and project planning. Today's video, I guess, doesn't really fall in any of those categories, but I thought it would be fun to film nonetheless. And today I want to do another This YouTuber Made Me Buy It. So several weeks ago, or maybe it's been a little over a month at this point, I did film a version of this video with Kelly Gooch. I've been watching her channel for years, and so I had quite the collection of products that she made me buy, and I thought it would be fun to do another one today with my friend Amy Lives Makeup. I discovered Amy's channel. I'm trying to think of how long ago it was now. I want to say it was two and a half years ago at this point. And she has been one of my favorite people to watch ever since. I love going to her for indie makeup recommendations. You guys think I talk about indie makeup a lot? Go head over to Amy's channel for all your indie makeup needs. She's so knowledgeable about everything, and I feel like she's done a really great job at introducing me to different indie brands, and that's definitely reflected in the pile of products that I grabbed today to share with you guys that she's definitely influenced me to buy. I also want to apologize at the beginning of this video if the light fluctuates. I'm dealing with a lot of natural light right now, so as that fluctuates, my lighting on camera will fluctuate, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up. But I think that's enough blabbering on for the beginning of this video. Let's hop into it. So you guys, funny story. I was gathering up all of my products as I do to film this video, and I realized that all of them are eyeshadow. So Amy and I definitely have a shared love of eyeshadow, and as I said, the majority of the products that I've actually purchased that she's recommended are from indie brands. There are far more that have been added to my wish list that are from indie brands that she has recommended to me, but these are just the ones that I've actually purchased. So let's kick it off with my favorite little 9 sum of shadows. I believe this was actually discontinued, which makes me really sad because I can't recommend it anymore. But it is the Sydney Grace Danny's Dream Bundle. Oh my goodness, you guys. I feel like this little green bundle was just a little bit ahead of its time. I think it came up maybe 6 months before the green eyeshadow craze really began. But this is my favorite single green eyeshadow bundle. I feel like these are such fun greens. They're more, I don't want to say blue tone, but they're more of like a cool tone green versus like an olive grungy green, which I feel like has a lot more warmth to it. And because of that, I feel like they're very unique. And of course, the quality of these shadows is just out of this freaking world. I've put these shadows in countless single shadow palettes. I have raved about them all the time on my channel. And I feel like I was aware that these shadows existed before I came to Amy's channel and like watched her video and was instantly convinced that I needed to buy them. But I just feel like her review and her raving about them really pushed these shadows over the top for me, and I am so glad that I added them to my collection. Literally zero regrets. Some of my most used single shadows in my whole single shadow collection. Amy and I actually did a video in collaboration. I feel like that was in, oh, that was quite a long time ago. But we both chose our top 10 favorite single shadows. I can link that down below if you guys are interested in hearing my favorite single shadows and her favorite single shadows. But yeah. Here's this beautiful little 9 sum. I literally just want to keep this together and stare at it because I absolutely adore it. But I'm really sad that you can't pick this up anymore. I'm really hoping that maybe Sydney Grace will revamp it. I mean, not that I think it needs revamping, but like I would love to see them either put these shadows in a palette or just relaunch the 9 sum because I feel like it was very popular. So that was my first item. Okay guys, next up we have all of my Devinah shadows in this highly reflective palette that's probably going to blind you, but this is just where I store a good chunk of them. These shadows are so beautiful. I'd heard of Devinah before coming to Amy's channel, and then my friend Angie and I on Instagram were talking, and she was like, hey, I made like a Devinah cart. I'm like, you know what, I don't think I have any Devinah shadows in my collection. She's like, they're having a sale right now, and if you like submit your email you get 10% off. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go make like a little cart then just for funsies. So of course I ran over to Amy's channel, watched her video, and my cart like tripled in size. But she recommended the best shadows, you guys. I feel like it's always really overwhelming when you go to an indie brand's website, especially when they specialize in single shadows, to like look at all of their shadows. At least that's how I felt. And so my favorite thing to do is to head over to my favorite YouTubers and see if they have any like swatch videos. Amy has like, I swear, almost every single Devinah shadow. She has so many in her collection. She has this gigantic palette, and she did a really great swatch video where she swatched out all of her shadows and really like picked her top favorites. And the ones that I really grabbed, I mean there were a couple other ones that I grabbed, but the ones that really stood out to me and the ones that are my favorite are the Devinah Galaxy collection, Galaxy Dust Shifters. I can never get the names right. I just call them the Devinah Galaxy shadows and the Devinah Willy Wonka Exploder shadows. So the Galaxy shadows are more of the deeper tones right here. These have more of like a warm, oh, there's another finger that I forgot. These have more of a like warm base. They have a very glittery finish, but they have a beautiful shift. Let's do some quick swatches right here. Beautiful. Okay, those are bad swatches. I'll be sure to link some videos down below where I do some better swatches of my Devinah shadows. But these shadows are a bit deeper in tone. They have a beautiful duochrome shift, while the Willy Wonka Exploders are much, much lighter in tone. These are like a more pastel version. The same beautiful sparkle, beautiful shift. Amy really loves these as like inner corner highlights or toppers, and I can't disagree. That's what I really love to use them for as well. Really, really beautiful shadows. I'm so glad that Amy introduced me to the brand a little bit more and really pushed those Exploders and Galaxy Dust shadows to the forefront of my wish list, and I love them. I don't regret them. I feel like I was trying to think as I was going through the products that Amy made me buy, well, not made me buy, but influenced me to buy, and there's really been nothing that I've been like steered in the wrong direction by, because I feel like she always does a really great job of showcasing the pros and cons of each product. So even if it was a con for her, it might be something that really suits me and my collection and my taste. Okay guys, next up we have the Alter Ego Goddess palette. How beautiful is this palette? Oh my goodness, you guys. This is the one that's the dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette, and this again had kind of been on my radar for quite a while. I've drooled over the gold palette pretty much since it launched, and I've swatched it in stores 100 times, but I just could not justify the price tag. Amy did a really, really great in-depth comparison video between this palette and the Natasha Denona Gold palette, and I was like, you know what? If she says it's good quality, I trust her opinion, I trust her judgment, and so I finally purchased it. And I do like this palette. It's very pretty, but it definitely like got the gold palette out of my system. So I'm really, really, really glad that I got this one before I got the gold palette. As far as Alter Ego shadow formula goes, it's fine. Like, I don't think it kind of is to the level that a lot of my indie shadow formulas are, but it's definitely easy to work with, and I can definitely create a beautiful look with it. Okay guys, next up we have the Sigma Cor-de-Rosa palette. I went back and forth all summer long with this palette, and I was watching reviews, I was seeing swatches, I was like, this is a beautiful palette, but like, I don't know if I need it, because I was in such a colorful phase where I'd look at warm neutral and I'd be like, ew. Like, I was not in the mood to wear those on my eyes. But then Amy did a video on this palette, and she is also a color lover, and she was like, oh my gosh, you guys, like, this is an excellent palette. So I was like, well, if she likes it, then I'm probably gonna like it too. So I took the plunge and I grabbed this, and I love this palette. This was one of my top 5 palettes of 2020. I did a whole video on those palettes. I can link it down below if you guys are interested in learning more about those. But there's something about this palette that is just so effortless. I think in that video I said something along the lines of like, you could close your eyes and pick any 4 or 5 shadows on this palette and they would come together flawlessly to create a beautiful look every time. This palette is so easy to use. The Sigma Beauty formula is beautiful, and I just really, really love it, and I'm so glad that I took the plunge and grabbed it. Alright you guys, the final palette that Amy influenced me to purchase is the Creepy Cute palette from Shroud Cosmetics. I went on a little bit of a pastel craze last spring, and I feel like this palette was just like a blip on my radar when it launched, because I wasn't really super into pastels or colorful shadows in general. But I went over to Amy's channel and she raves about this palette constantly. I feel like she's always quoting this palette and the Menagerie Pastel Pup palette as her favorite palettes, her pastel palettes, and I was like, you know what? They were having a sale, and I had heard Amy rave about it for months and months and months, and I was like, we're just gonna get it. And I have absolutely zero regrets. I love this palette so much. These shadows are pastel, but they're pastel in a way that they can be really easily built up to be something that's a little bit more vibrant, has a little bit more saturation. I just think it's beautiful. I really, really do enjoy the Shroud Cosmetics formula, and I don't know what else to say. It's just a great palette. But I think that's actually going to wrap up today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below in the comments if you watch Amy's channel and what she's influenced you guys to buy. I feel like I'm going to finish filming this video and then go find 10 more things that she influenced me to buy. But that's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!